Hey, it's Nick from Time+Tide, and here today in the office, I'm spending a bit of time with the all-new IWC Pilots collection. The headline act, of course, is the fact that the big Pilot now comes in a 43mm with a range of new features, including quick change straps and available on bracelet. Also, we're going to be talking about the new options within the chronograph range. There's a new stainless steel Perpetual calendar with a blue dial, interestingly, and also new references within the Mojave Desert Top Gun collection. But I'll get fired if I don't say this, so before we go any further, make sure you like and subscribe. If you are already subscribed to Time+Tide, thank you. Now, we're going to be starting with the all-new IWC Pilot's chronograph 41mm. There are a few updates this year that are interesting to say the least. Specifically, I want to start with the bracelet. Stainless steel, matching the stainless steel case. We've got a nice mix of brushed and polished links throughout that 5-link bracelet. But what is very interesting is the quick change mechanism that this bracelet has. Very easy to do, you just need your fingernail and you're able to swap it out for the leather strap option if you want to. Also new with the stainless steel bracelet this year is the micro adjust mechanism, which is sure to be a winner just purely out of convenience. See the logo right there, it's polished right there in the center of the clasp. Just press that and slide out the bracelet just for an extra 5mm or so of comfort for those extra hot days. There are a couple of other small changes that we see in the new Pilot's Watch 41mm chronograph collection, and that includes the Sapphire crystal caseback. Now, it's the same caliber 69000 family as the Pilot's Watch Spitfire collection from 2019, but this time we get an uninterrupted view of the movement, and when it looks that good, why not? The final improvement to the Pilot's chronograph collection this year is it enters legitimate sports watch territory with 100 meters of water resistance. This is up from 60 meters in the previous generation and just makes it a lot more robust and opens it up to a lot more activities that you can get involved in. Next up, we're taking a look at one of IWC's larger and more complicated watches, and that is, of course, the big Pilot Perpetual calendar in stainless steel. You might notice the dial is blue, and you might think that that means it's in the Petit Prince collection. But this year, for the first time, we're seeing blue dials available across the Pilot's collection, not just reserved for Le Petit Prince. Now, this watch has a host of complications, including day, date, month, phases of the moon, power reserve, running seconds, and of course the time. But it is all able to be adjusted via one single crown, instead of having the typical pushes that you might be used to seeing along the case sides of other Perpetual calendars. Now, this is thanks in part to the work of IWC legend and master watchmaker Kurt Klaus, who developed the original base for what is now the caliber 52000 family, which allows Perpetual calendars to be set only using the crown. It's pretty nifty, and it also is basically foolproof. There are a lot of other Perpetual calendar movements which you can break or, damage quite severely by trying to set them backwards instead of only forwards. And this has been designed to never break under those sorts of circumstances. Now, the dimensions of this watch are a relatively hefty 46.2mm by 15.6mm thick, which measure basically identical, just a couple of millimeters off, to the watch that I've got on my wrist. And the reason I had it on my wrist is it might be my favorite of the new collection, and that is the IWC Big Pilot Top Gun Edition Mojave Desert. Now, this watch features the same caliber as the stainless steel reference that we just spoke about, including all of the same features that we talked about, but instead of the stainless steel case, has the rather stealthy looking matte finished ceramic case in that very typical tan Mojave Desert style. If you've got your eye on one of these, I'd suggest you move quickly. Next up, we have another piece from the Mojave Desert collection, which is the time only reference. Now, the dimensions and specifications of this watch are quite close to the older generation of the IWC Big Pilot in stainless steel. That is the 46mm reference as opposed to the 43mm reference that was released this year. But just like the two Perpetual calendars that we were just having a look at, this one features the same matte ceramic case in the Mojave Desert tan color as the Perpetual calendar. One difference that this watch has to its Perpetual calendar cousin is the closed caseback. Now, the closed caseback features the Top Gun logo on it, and that's particularly relevant this year because in June 2021, we're set to have a Top Gun sequel released, so keep your eyes and ears out for that one. So there you have it, the all-new Pilots collection from IWC in 2021. There's new chronographs with increased water resistance and more functional bracelets. We've got Perpetual calendars with blue dials that aren't limited editions. And we've also got new limited editions in the Mojave Desert collection. Thanks for watching, and as always, let us know what you think about these new watches in the comments below. Until next time.